morning. Okay, so oh my gosh, I started the countdown and I realized I didn't have a drink, and I was like, okay, even if I don't have coffee or something, I needed water. So so of course, thinking that got me choked. So then I started the timer. Good morning. I started the timer and then ran to go get some water. So that I didn't continue to stay choked up. Anyway, so if I missed you, I kind of scrambled here at the last second to type all of my official good mornings to you. But if I missed you, I'm going to go back through because I feel so bad. Jane and Vicky, Kathleen, Fred, Susan, UWUC. I know I'm missing people in my little text chat. Jim and Cheryl, good. Kim, Allie, Richard, I missed you. So good morning, Louis. I missed you too. So I'm so sorry. Anybody, anybody that I'm missing? Oh, Tina Goodwin. Oh my gosh. Okay. So good morning, Pam and John, Shafiq, Ben, good morning. Seriously, anybody that I missed, Melody, Laura, I tried to go back and grab them. Gina, Debbie, I think I may have missed you. Sydney and Valencio, Daryl and Jen. Okay, did I get everybody? Anybody that is watching, if I missed you because you already texted good morning or chatted good morning, I apologize. If you are watching either now and you're not texting or typing, that's okay. Good morning to you too. And if you're watching this later on, good morning to you too. This is a really important day for me, for us, for you, for all of us. So I'm really excited for this coffee time. So, but first of all, how was Thanksgiving for you guys? You know, that was actually not one of our brewing topics today. And after the fact, I was like, oh, wait, we didn't really talk about Thanksgiving. So tell me how your Thanksgiving was. I know for a lot of us, it was different for whatever reason, like Daryl and Jen, first year that they've got their oldest off at college. So those traditions, you know, we've said before, as we grow older, as our kids grow older, as life changes, you know, it warrants change sometimes with those holiday traditions, the things that we used to do, or the places that we used to go. Maybe you used to travel and now everyone comes to you, or maybe you're not all at the table and you're missing some people, whether they are not here anymore or whether they're geographically, you know, unable to get to where you are, or maybe they have families of their own now and they're starting their new traditions. It's hard. It is really hard as we get older and we grow wiser and the family gets bigger to to be so branched out. So how was your Thanksgiving? Was it wonderful? Did you enjoy it? Did you host? Did you go visit? How did it work for you? And while you're telling me how yours went, I'll tell you how ours went. Mine went. It was lovely. It was really nice. So on Thanksgiving, we didn't have everyone. Elizabeth and Steele and Elsie were not with us, but we'll get them at Christmas. So I'm super excited about that. So, yeah, Christmas. Thanksgiving was, a little bit different. I still cooked. I had turkey trauma. I don't know if I talked about this last week. So if I did and I'm repeating myself, then tune me out for a second. But my sister mentioned to me last week, she goes, have you ever heard of oops giving? And I said, no, what is oops giving? And I think I did tell you this last week, but I'm going to repeat it because it's funny. And I said, and this was literally what was going on in my life at the moment. And I said, is oops giving when you buy a turkey thinking you're going to be really smart and working ahead of time, and the turkey's in the freezer, and then you pull it out knowing that it's going to take a long time to thaw, and you think that you've got it timed out right. So you put it in the refrigerator to thaw, and then it thaws faster than you think. And now all of a sudden the turkey's no good because you don't know how long it sat completely thawed in the fridge. And so now you're debating if you have to throw away a whole turkey. And sure enough, that was a very similar situation to what she had just gone through. So we have been commiserating about the turkey situation. And then when I realized, I was like, I don't think I want to cook that one. I'm afraid it's not going to be safe. And then I couldn't find a bigger one. So then I ended a little turkey and I was like, well, that's not going to be big enough. And then I went back out again and I found a fresh turkey and I ended up cooking that one. So I put the other one anyway. So it was a little bit crazy. Suffice it to say, we had plenty of turkey and I've still got a bunch of leftovers. So if you guys are hungry, come on over. I will say there's nothing better than that turkey sandwich at the end of the day, though. That's just with like fresh, like lightly, like, oh, so first of all, in the chat, go ahead and tell me, how do you like your turkey sandwich? Okay. So I'll tell you, I like thick sliced bread, lightly toasted, not like hard toasted, but lightly toasted. A little bit of mayo, just to wet it a little bit. Uh, Turkey, obviously, salt and pepper, obviously. Cheese, I'm okay with whatever cheese, but I'm provolone or Swiss is usually my fave. And then the most important part, though, on the turkey sandwich, to really give it for me, is the crisp leaf of lettuce. I don't like shredded lettuce, but like good crisp lettuce leaf on it. Warm, fresh out of the toaster is absolutely the best. Those first few bites are heavenly. So I've had quite a few of the turkey sandwiches. Kind of tired of it now, but at any rate, so yeah, they came over. We had lunch. We timed it out well for lunch. So I had some people here. My Elizabeth or Allie and Hong and Easton and Forrest and Caroline. Dawson was home from school, so I'm so excited about that. He's back now, but he was home for that. And so we ate on time. Everything was fine. We did decorate the tree a little bit, which was typically a tradition, excuse me, we would do on Friday. But again, we have to adapt. We have to change, and I'm okay with that. It just kind of rots that there's a lot of change happening, for multiple reasons. But the best part was that Caroline came over a little bit later because she was having Thanksgiving with some friends, and then they ended up staying the night, and I'm so excited. It was like she ended up coming over later, going, well, our Thanksgiving over there was done. Forrest was still visiting, so she decided to come visit. And anyway, so everything worked out great, and I had some guests in the guest room, and so that was honestly, it was really awesome. So very excited. Had a great Thanksgiving. It was tough saying grace. I just lost it. But other than that, it was good. So tell me about yours. I'm going to stop talking about me now. Daryl, it's Amy time. Let's go. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Oh no, Kim says, unfortunately, she was sick in bed all day. Oh no, Kim. I'm so sorry. Well, I hope you are feeling better. You can have a belated Thanksgiving. You can create Thanksgiving whenever you want. Day of gratitude. Daryl, my dad always said that my mom cooks everything when I come home. The same thing happened when Javon came home. Jennifer turned into Betty Crocker. I know. It's a different vibe, right? Because, well, I mean, not everyone is the same, but, I know Jen and I are very much the same. It's very much a nesting thing. Like, all you ever do from the moment you think about having kids is prepare your life for having kids, and for how are you going to protect them? How are you going to guide them? How are you going to love them? How are you going to, cook for them? How are you going to make sure that all of their needs are met? How are you going to continue to smother them in all of the love and hugs that you want to give them when they are of the age where they don't want to be smothered by all the love and hugs that you want to give them? And so, yeah, it's the number of things that I do in hopes of Dawson wanting it, because you still want to have everything that they want when they want it, even when they're not here. And this is a big challenge for me currently in the house and I know I've mentioned it before. It's like I keep buying things and stocking the fridge and the pantry as though there's anyone here other than me. And even though we haven't had kids in the house for a long time, it just kind of feels like my life and that piece of it just kind of the rug was pulled out. And so all of that stuff went with it. I'm like, oh, well, mentally, I still want to prepare and have everything for everybody. But the reality is nobody wants it or needs it. So it's a tough parallel. But you guys are in the fun part because he's very excited to come home now, Daryl. So your holidays are definitely going to be different. So love and hugs to you guys. I love it. It's a day of reflection and change. First one without my mom. I know. Goodness, I'm so sorry. See, it's always difficult. We just don't know what everyone else is going through in their life. Seem happy on the outside and absolutely crushed on the inside. Susan, we changed things up and had Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday while we had the baby mass, and then had leftovers on Thanksgiving with those who couldn't be with us on Wednesday. That's smart. You know what? My mom does that too. I think that somehow the tradition there has switched to my sister preparing Thanksgiving on that Wednesday. And then on Thanksgiving Day, they visit back and they have leftovers. And I think that's because my brother and sister-in-law and their kids come to the Wednesday Thanksgiving. And then I think they go visit other family on Thanksgiving or something like that. So again, circling right on back. Things have to change as we get older. And that's really tough to accept sometimes, no matter who you are, whether you are the one that is used to doing the hosting and the providing and everyone comes to see you, or whether it's, you're the one that has to go somewhere else and not go where you went. Because let's face it, we all had some sort of, a way that we, celebrated the holidays and the way we visited with friends and family and loved ones over the holiday season. And it has to change sometimes. And Shafiq, good news is Liverpool FC finally won a game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vicky, Thanksgiving was quiet and peaceful. Well, I love that. That's the way it's supposed to be. Thanks. Grilling went well. Grilled chicken, beef fajitas, steak, and hamburgers with all typical Thanksgiving sides. Okay. All right. I think I might be coming to your house next year for Thanksgiving. Sydney and Valencia, Thanksgiving was good. Does get smaller every year. Folks living in different states can't always travel. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see, what else do we have? Sarah doesn't understand why we have to have a turkey. All she cares about are the side dishes. I have to say she and I would get along very well. Melody, I had Thanksgiving with my son and daughter-in-law's family. Nice. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I had some clients, reach out to me. What did they call for? They've already closed on their home like a couple of months ago, but it was for Thanksgiving. They sent me a Thanksgiving message. They just said happy Thanksgiving. And then I reached back out and said, happy Thanksgiving to you. How are you doing? How's the new house? And, they're in a 55 plus community, and they were talking about how they're going to a friend's house in the neighborhood for Thanksgiving, and that all of their friends back home we're like, oh, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Are you going to be by yourself? They're like, no, we're going to some new friends we met here in the community. So I think it's, again, different vibe for 55 plus community. I think perhaps if you are not still the one hosting, that's probably when things start to change a little bit. Yep, that's me. Anyway, all right, let's keep going over. Sydney, life is full of change and adaptations, always evolving, sometimes for the better and sometimes not. Amen, Sydney. Amen. And by the way, Sydney, your pictures of you and Valencio on the cruise are absolutely stunning. I meant to ask you if I could share one of them just because I love you guys so much. Oh, actually, it's your picture there. So, that might be a Disney one. But anyway, they're just beautiful. I just want to let you know that. Shafiq, thinking of flying over to Orlando in May for a week of shopping. Oh, there you go. That's a good reason to come. Let's see. And then Pam, I had an early Thanksgiving 2 days before with my daughter who was visiting from New Hampshire and my son and wife who lives here with the grandchildren. So on Thanksgiving, John and I actually had a nice quiet day. Okay, see, there you go. That's good too. And Richard, good Cyber Monday morning. I know, my friend, I know. Kim, I still can't cook for two. It doesn't feel natural. Try cooking for one. It's like, I don't even, what's the point? I don't quite get it. We enjoyed our first Florida Thanksgiving, but the Florida brochure of always warm and sunny lied to us. Richard. Okay. So Richard, hang on, my friend. I will address that here shortly. All right. Well, I tell you what, let's get going on our brewing topics for today because I have lots to share with you and I've already talked away 16 minutes. So here we go. What's brewing today? Okay. All right. Our brewing topics for today: December in Disney's backyard. Heart and home is growing, and homes for the holidays 2025. Okay. So first of all, back to Richard's point. So, here we go. Winter may be slow in the housing market, but it's also the best time to be in Florida paradise. Okay. So yes. It was cold, a little bit chilly. Remember, it's Florida, so it's not going to stay chilly very long, but having it dip every once in a while sure is nice. But it was funny. It was a former client of mine several years ago, friends on Facebook, and he posted a video. I was actually going to do it. I just couldn't figure out how to do it fast enough. But he was watching local news, and they, I believe it was St. Charles. I'm not sure, but he had a video of him watching the news, the local news, and it referenced his hometown, his personal hometown, with all of the snow. And he's like, it's a little Hallmark movie Christmas scene with the snow everywhere and the ice on the trees, and it looked beautiful. But then the next picture was, but do you want to be there or do you want to be here? And then he showed obviously the big, beautiful, Florida palm trees, sunsets, just beautiful weather. So you know what? Here's the thing. Some people, I don't think anybody really, I don't know, like to the picture to the left, I'm not sure if anyone loves that type of weather if you have to work, or even if you don't have to work, because it kind of prohibits you from doing a lot and getting out and doing what you need to do. But, I remember as a kid, if we get those random days, it was a reprieve of, okay, well, I don't have to go to work today, or I don't have to go to school today. But I couldn't live with that 24/7. Like that just could not be, a place where you have more snow and, that would just be too much. But yeah, there is something to be said for having the beautiful warm weather. And it's better. It's better. But yeah, it was a little bit chilly. But somebody else texted me and they're like, yeah, but they lied because, they thought it was supposed to be warm and sunny. So you're not the only one there, Richard. Yep. Actually, it was you guys, wasn't it? It was you guys. Anyway, so very funny. I love that. Okay, so let's get on to brewing topic number 2. Oh, and Sydney says, yes, I can share that photo. Okay, I'll pull that up, see if I can find that maybe for next week. All right, brewing topic number 2. All right, guys, this is it. This is big announcement. There has been a lot, and I mean a lot going on since Eric passed. We are approaching, well, actually December 7th. So in a week, oh my gosh, will that be next Monday? Hold on. Let me see. Okay, actually 2 seconds. So we have, what is next week? Sorry, I may have to do a little work related thing here. So this Sunday is Eric's birthday, would be Eric's birthday. So that's kind of a bummer. Okay. So this is real life. I do have to provide a code. So give me just a second. And while I do this, I'm going to tell you how frustrating it is. It is very frustrating. We have a subscription to lock boxes, right? And we pay for that, but we have these new lock boxes allows us to provide codes for other agents to access if they don't have a subscription themselves. And it's very frustrating because I pay for this. I also pay for another subscription so that I have access to open any of the lock boxes that are us and surrounding counties may use. And it's just very frustrating. It's very frustrating when other people don't pay the small amount every month to have access to it. So then I have to provide them codes. And that's what I have to do right now, but it's for an appraiser. So 2 seconds. La la la, talks amongst yourselves. All right, that. And then I have to do this. And I'm going to do this. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, this is real life. We're working. Gotta work. Gotta do this. Takes precedence. So my phones, just so you know, if you happen to be a client of mine, my phones are always right here in front of me. I do turn the ringer off, but I see when something pops up like this one. I saw it pop up. And so I have to hang on to it. I have to copy that. I'm old too. Here's the thing. Kids could have done this in 5 seconds. Could have done it in 5 seconds. All right, here we go. There we go. Cool. All right, all done. Okay. All right, so way to let out this big announcement and then pause for a minute. Anyway, all right, so super excited. There's been a lot going on since Eric passed away. We had obviously, the chaos and the confusion and the loss and the disbelief and the grief and everything rolled up. Wanting to sell of the house that we were in, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be there by myself. It was a sign of something that I expected and we intended to be that just did not get to happen. And so I needed closure on that. I needed to get rid of that. So sold that house, made some big changes. Kids had some big changes also happening coincidentally in their lives around the same time. And so it led me to think of when I sold my home, what did I want to do? And so I basically prepare. It's funny, prepare for, you know, many more years of this, but for eventual retirement if I ever get to that point. So back in my home state of Virginia, I have done a lot of traveling. We are not only planning for Eric's celebration of life, visiting with kids, visiting with my mom, spending a little bit more time, you know, with her, being able to visit a little bit, back and forth to Florida, like a lot, like, you know, frequent flyer miles are a real thing. But I am happy to announce that, you know, I'm dual licensed. So I got my license a while back in Virginia. So I'm in the Richmond and surrounding areas. So Heart and Home Orlando is now expanding to Heart and Home Richmond. So I'll split my time and be able to kind of explore and share that I have people in place in both sides to help and to assist. So even though it's just me and it's growing, I have the system in place on both sides to kind of get things going. And there's some more fun announcement with that a little bit later. But if you're so inclined, we would love for you to go to Heart and Home Richmond on YouTube. Website still kind of getting there. It's been a long. It's, by the way, it's very, very, very hard to get all of this going. As a person who lost the person who did all of this technical stuff, so much has landed on the shoulders of others, and so, you know, we have to prioritize kind of what's the most important. And with that note, that's kind of where we're going with Homes for the Holidays returns. So in addition to flying back and forth, in addition to planning Eric's celebration of life, in addition to grieving, in addition to the kids going through their own things that are requiring them to move around, like I said, Forrest is going to Jacksonville, which is a good thing. But there's just been a lot going on, getting my license in Virginia, and ultimately splitting my time between the two. This selling my existing house, and I'm not going to get into all the personal stuff because candidly, I'm just kind of at a stage where I'm going to keep some of that, you know, to myself. But selling the existing home allowed me the opportunity to do something that was in a future goal for Eric and myself. And so I was able to kind of jump on that a little bit early, and maybe that will help in the healing process. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Anyway, but I'm very excited. So Homes for the Holidays is returning now because we are launching a Heart and Home Richmond as well. We have a whole new, like kind of a sub channel or a sister channel. I don't know what you call it, with Heart and Home Richmond. That's going to start to premiere today, actually. And so I'm going to go ahead, and I think that is secret. I don't know if it's secret. Is it secret or scoop? I don't know. We'll see if it's secret or scoop. Which is it, Allie? Is it secret or scoop? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Okay, I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to go to scoop then. Hold on. Let's do scoop because I want to get to all of this stuff. Okay, there we go. It's been a lot. Like, seriously, poor Allie. She's like going 50 bazillion miles an hour. Okay, so today, so after we finish coffee time today, I would love for you to go over to Heart and Home Richmond on YouTube, subscribe, and you can watch the premiere of the first video, which is a Lancaster model. And so Heart and Home, the Homes for the Holidays is going to be both. We have some Florida, we have some Heart and Home Richmond, and the surrounding areas. But yes, to your point, Fred, but Amy doesn't like to fly. That's not true. I do like to fly. I just don't like to travel. My stomach gets upset when I travel. I have no issues with being on a plane. I'm just, you know, I'm not a fan of what I have to do the day before I eat, and the day before I travel, I don't eat. The day that I travel, I don't eat. So that's the part that I'm not a big fan of. But the traveling doesn't bother me at all. And I'm very, very happy that there's some quick, easy flights that get me where I'm going, nonstop, you know, all the way. But anyway, so today, so right after coffee time, today at 10:15, we're going to premiere the video for the Lancaster model and start our Homes for the Holidays series. we didn't put a number on it. We didn't, there was a lot of things that we were trying to do. We were trying to make Eric proud. We were trying to, by the way, I keep this with me all the time. I was going to do a breaking news, but it's just not that we can't do that because he's not going to show up on the other side of the island. So, but yeah, very, very, very excited. So if you are so inclined, it would mean the world to me if you could pop over to the Heart and Home Richmond YouTube channel, subscribe and like that, and maybe even watch the premiere with me. But yes, to Allie's point, that Heart and Home Orlando continues. This is not a switch, but an addition. Servicing clients in both states as I split my time. And again, yes, the frequent flyer miles are a thing. In fact, also got, credit cards to work on those frequent flyer miles. So all good. But yeah, so it's been a work in progress. It was something that was, it was part of Eric and I's conversations for a long time about what did we want to do? Where did we want to go when we retired? Would we end up retiring? I don't know. He seemed to think, I can't sit still. I think he was wrong. No, but, and I know Eric, we always have to be involved in something. And so this just kind of launched a little bit sooner than planned, but it also allowed me the opportunity to fulfill some goals that I had that if I didn't do it now, I'm not so sure I would have been up for it later. So at any rate, I'm very, very happy about that. And I thank you guys for being here and supporting. And it is important for you to know, please, Heart and Home Orlando still exists. Like that's still happening. That is still my, that's still my thing. It's just, we've just opened up Heart and Home Richmond. And then when I travel, I'm going to be doing a little bit here and there and basically setting myself up for, for later on. Who knows what's happening. But anyway, Kim says, somewhere Eric is cheering. I sure hope so. I hope so. That would make me happy. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? So that was the third topic, right? I got all through all that. I think I did, right? So yeah, that was the Homes for the Holidays continues. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. All right. Ooh, so again, that's today at 10:15. So this is what I want you guys to do. So at the end of coffee time, if you are able, and I know some of you, it's not even morning where you are, and some of you have lots of plans going on. I mean, as we know, it's Cyber Monday. You got some online shopping you got to do. But if you're so inclined, once coffee time ends, right around 10 o'clock-ish, we'll give you some time to go refill your coffee or a cup of tea or grab a fresh soda, grab a snack, maybe come back, and we can premiere that video together. It's a whopper of a house, guys. 4 stories. Basement, first floor, second floor, and an attic. Absolutely stunning. It is a whopper of a house and is absolutely beautiful. So hopefully, even if you're, it'll be fun. So hopefully you'll watch that with me. But let's go ahead and continue on. So I'm going to go back to Secret, which I already, I spoiled the secret. All right. So this is where we were a little while ago. So there is still time. You can most likely contract and close on a resale or a completed new construction home by the end of 2025. But that gives you a limited amount of time, my friends. So you are here. You are here on Monday, December 1st. By the way, it is December 1st. Oh my gosh. So December 1st. But if you were to contract today, tomorrow, even on Wednesday, maybe even this week, we could probably get you closed by the end of the month. And you will note that there are a lot of people out there, a lot of investor type people that are looking to get something purchased and closed on by the end of the year. So, if we wait another week or two, unless you're a cash buyer, probably not going to be able to get it closed. Remember, it takes about 30 days to close on a property. So, we're at a place where you could get it done, but you need to contract today or tomorrow. So, call me. Anyway, okay. So, let's see. Oh, you guys are so sweet. So many people, you guys, I love you. Like seriously, if I ever need to pick me up, it's you guys for sure. So thank you. Susan, I'm excited for content from both states. It's going to be amazing. Homes for the Holidays will also be showcasing videos on both channels, so make sure you're subscribed to both, multiple videos every week this December. Yes, thank you. See, this is why Allie is so important, because I'm just jabbering on about stuff. So it's homes from both. So it's Florida and Virginia. So yes, absolutely. Melody, subscribed and so excited for another great channel to watch. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Sydney, 4 stories. Hope it has an elevator. No, ma'am. No, it doesn't. But I will tell you, I realized pretty quickly that I needed to maybe get to exercising because I was out of breath. Anyway, Susie Q, amazing news. Best wishes on this new endeavor and a basement. I miss having a basement. I know, right? I know. It's night there, night here, but I'm definitely waiting for the premiere. Furman, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Good. I would say good morning, but good evening to you. Melody, I'm sure Eric is very proud of you and is supporting you in his own way. I think so. Every once in a while I get, there's a song that I have decided that is my sign from Eric. Cause I don't, if it comes on when I'm driving, that's kind of my little nod to like, okay, well then Eric says everything's good. Everything's good. So I get that every once in a while, not as many as I'd like, but I get that. So anyway, all right, let's keep going because I have so much to do. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we're off in time for you guys to go get your beverage refill. All right, so listing. All right, so the listing spotlight. I know I did this last week, but I really hurried through because we were having so much fun with our this or that segment. I would love that. Last week was so much fun. So we're going to do some more of that. But again, we're trying to get the homes for the holidays launched. Obviously in order to do that, that means there's been a lot of video content that's been happening behind the scenes in preparation. So I kind of scurried through this. So I want to make sure we do it again. So this is a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhome. This is the one that is right by, this does this every time. Sorry. I have a little white screen happening over here in it. There we go. Come back. This one is right by Disney cast member parking off of Fiquette Road. This is in a beautiful set of townhomes. The roof has been replaced relatively recently. The exterior is maintained by the HOA. Excuse me. This has new carpet throughout, and we did a huge price reduction to $369,999. And now everyone in the world wants to go see this property. So if you are looking for your own, maybe an investment property, maybe you want to use it as a rental. This is not zone short-term rental. This is definitely a residential area, but you can certainly use it as a rental. You just need to have a year-long lease, which candidly I think is better anyway. But there you go. So there's this one, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Again, it's a little over 1,500 square feet. Did reduce it, and it's a great option if you are looking for either something for yourself or something for you to maybe use as an investment. The current owners used it as their own private vacation home. Like they bought it and they just would come down when they came down to hang out at Disney. They had their own little spot. So it's nice that it's an end unit too. I like that. All right. So we have the one that's under contract that'll be closing the end of this month. I feel so bad for them because like literally closing on the 26th of December. So the day after Christmas. That's just both great and terrible at the same time. Windermere Townhome we just talked about, which is our featured listing for the week. The Mineola 2-story. Obviously we have that one. Again, great option there. We have the other one in Horizon West in Winter Garden, another it's on Lanyard Street. This one is it's a big, beautiful Newport floor plan by MI Homes and Encore Innovation. We have Lakeview Preserve with a nice closing cost contribution. And I was actually getting ready to do, in fact, I may have it in wishes. I may have done Joanne and Alan. This is, theirs is getting ready to close on the 8th. So next Tuesday, they should be closing on the bottom right hand. Yes, it was a longer closing. So FYI, if you're like, gosh, that one's been under contract for a while. If you pay that much attention and you're like, okay, that one went pending and like, what's taking so long? It's a foreign buyer. So someone is, when you are purchasing and you're from another country, it doesn't take 30 days. It takes longer, 45 to 60 days. And that's just part of the story of the situation. That's the reality. If you happen to come from another country, it's all about, funds and extra protocols and policies and procedures that are in place, for purchasing a home, but everything is good. Everything is fine. Just takes a little bit longer. And then the bottom left-hand corner, that beautiful upgraded villa in Del Webb Oasis. Super excited for that one too. So if you or a loved one is looking for maybe your own new permanent primary residence in and around the Horizon West area, and you're 55 or better, that Del Webb Oasis community is fantastic. Lots and lots and lots of clients there. Absolutely love it. That's where my clients, I mentioned at Thanksgiving, we were chatting and they said they were just going over to a neighbor's house. They were going to spend Thanksgiving with some new friends they made. And that's the type of community that it is. So this is a villa. This is the one where they updated the flooring. They swapped out the flooring right away, gorgeous marble flooring, and then they added custom closets everywhere throughout. So lots of beautiful things to see. So those are some of the listings. We have a couple new ones that are going to be going active after the first of the year. Super excited about that. Actually, I have a phone call this afternoon for one of those to get all those preparations done. So, on that note, let's talk a little bit about what it takes to get your home on the market. So and this is, by the way, pretty much anywhere. There might be some nuance differences. There might be some timeline changes. But the process is essentially the same. So if you are thinking of selling your home at any time, the first thing you do is you think about selling the home. You decide, okay, well, why are we moving? When do we need to move? What are we thinking we need? How much do we still owe on the home? Where are we going? So once you fill out all of those logistical things for yourself and you determine, yeah, we want to put the home on the market, then that's when you're going to reach out to a realtor. You may already know one. You may live in a different state where I can't help you, but I can always still help you because I can still refer you to someone there. But the first thing you're going to do is find an agent. Now, you may be the type of person who doesn't know anyone, and so you want to interview several. That's fine. You may already know. You may get the recommendation of a friend or a family member or a neighbor. That's great too. But the main thing is the process is going to be, once you've determined who you want to list your home, they're going to talk through all of the process and procedure, all of the elements of pricing and the comps and the valuation, what that would look like as a list price, where you could probably expect for it to, offers to come in at, how long they might think, although that's just such a crazy question. Nobody can really predict that unless it was in the time where, it was the feeding frenzy. You just don't know how long it's going to take. It could take a day. It could take a year. But your agent in your area, in your market, will be able to give you a little bit more information, because you might be in a community where everything sells immediately, or you might be in a community where nobody wants to touch it. So that's where your local agent and their expertise is going to be able to assist you through that. But there's going to be documents that you have to sign, right? Your listing agreement. There'll be seller's property disclosures and other types of disclosures, HOA, flood disclosures, things like that. And then once you've determined that realtor and you've signed all of those documents, you'll need to make sure that your home is prepped and ready for photos. I don't know about, your agent, but I have a photographer prep sheet that I provide so that the homeowner will know kind of what they need to do. And you don't have to do it, but it certainly gives you a really long checklist of some things to consider doing. Like, for instance, turn on all of the lights, but turn off the fans. Like if you have ceiling fans, don't let the fan be spinning around so it's not a blurry thing in the picture. But turn the lights on. Just little things like that. Same thing, clear off all the countertops, even if it's just for the photos, like just clear them off. But the prep sheet will help, because that way the photographer, the photos are going to come out much better. And as far as when it goes on the market, that's another conversation. Are you like, okay, well, I don't want it to go on the market until, after January 15th, or I want to go on the market January 1st, or I'm just thinking about it and I really don't want to list it until the spring, or I need to list it tomorrow. So no matter who your agent is, the process can go very, very quickly. If you need it to go fast, it can be done fast. You just have to be prepped yourself to make some of those decisions. Do you agree with the valuation? Are you okay with the price point? Did you get the document signed? And then the agent needs to get the photographer scheduled, which the company that I use is amazing. And I have a few photographers that I just consistently, go to, but within the group. But they're all amazing. I've used probably all of them at some point in time. But that gets scheduled pretty much immediately because they have a large number of photographers. They can usually accommodate within 24 hours getting someone out there to get the photos done. And then you get the photos back the next day. So you do have to have the photos in order to have the listing go active. You need to at least have one exterior photo for it to go active. And you certainly don't want to post it incomplete. So it's really better just to wait till you have all the information, all the documents. But if you're thinking, okay, well, how long would it take? Well, if you're ready to go and you have your realtor can make it happen within a couple of days, most likely, right? If you're like to the charge, you're ready to go, you decide on the number, get those papers, the realtor gets the papers sent to you, you review, you sign, get the photographer scheduled, photographer gets out there, and then that's kind of, in my opinion, the photographer is the determining factor. If your home is ready for the photographer, then he or she will get out there, get the photos done. I'll get the photos the next day, and then we can go active. If your home is not ready and you need to clean it and you're decluttering and it's a hot mess and you need a little time, then that's gonna depend on how quickly you can get the home prepped and ready. Anyway, so I don't know why I kind of like sidebarred on that, but there's there's just some things there that it can go pretty quickly. All right, so let's go to Word. Let's hear Eric sing, shall we?
Oh, now come on, Amy, tell me what's the word.
Okay, iBuyer. All right, so an iBuyer. Oh wait, is this the one word? Did it mute? Can you guys hear me okay? I got the little sign that sounds like I'm muted, but I don't think I am. No, I'm good. Okay, so iBuyer. So this happens a lot. So when I dropped the price for that townhome, you become inundated with random verbal, but not written, not legal, like offers on paper, stating that they want to come in and buy it sight unseen, cash, quick close, way under property value. That happens all the time. And it doesn't really happen as much with the larger homes that are priced a little bit higher, but when you get things into a more reasonable price point or more of an investment type townhome, bungalow type home, you do tend to get a lot of those iBuyers out there. There are people who they just waste their time constantly just sending you these, it's almost like a scripted automated text message that just comes out to you. Hey, we'd like to offer you whatever for this home, sight unseen. It's like, well, but no, you don't really. There's always some strings attached, but it's always so ridiculously below the price point or the value that it's honestly, it's just a waste of time for everybody, but they do exist. And I would tell you, as a listing agent, I would tell you to think twice, not to say no, but to think twice about anybody that is submitting an offer on your property and they have not seen it in person. Okay. So I have had my clients, many times I've had clients purchase a home that they had not been in, but I was in it for them and we FaceTimed through it a lot during COVID, by the way. I was in the home and I was FaceTiming them or did a video for them. That has happened. But as the seller, it got to the point where what people were doing was that they would submit an offer on the property. It would be accepted. And then during the inspection period, the buyer who had not seen the home previously would come into town, view the property for the first time themselves, use that grace period or that inspection period as their opportunity to decide if they wanted to move forward. And in some cases, sometimes people then would back out of the contract, not so much based on inspection, but based on, that was the first time they had seen it and there was something that they weren't aware of when they bought it. And so they decided to back out. So that's why as active agents in the area, we started to clarify. Has your client physically seen the property? Did you preview the property for them? Have they seen it in person? Do they plan on coming to see it in person? So it's kind of important to kind of note that. It doesn't mean that it can't be done or it hasn't been done and it won't continue to be done. It just means if you are a seller, you want to confirm that that buyer has been in the home. If they have not been in the home, did their agent FaceTime them during how did that work? And how certain are we that they're going to want to move forward on this? And what is that inspection period? In my opinion, I would shorten that inspection period. Don't do a 14-day inspection period for someone who's never seen the home. That's taking your home off the market for an extended period of time. And if they do come and they do want it, then maybe you can eliminate the remainder of that inspection period via an addendum or something. But at any rate, just some food for thought there. All right, let's see what else. Let's do some babies. Okay, look at these cute little cherubs. Aren't they adorable? They're so stinking cute. I cannot stand it. So there's Mr. Easton. I actually took that picture at Thanksgiving. He was, I think it was Thanksgiving. Was it? I think it was. Anyway, um, yes, it was. I know why, because they were still in the other room finishing up a game. But I took that picture. He was just laughing so hard, so I kept trying to snap some pictures, and every one of them came out blurry, but that one came out okay. But just such a sweetheart. And there's Miss Elsie Mae in the right hand side with her little reindeer ears. So cute, so excited for the holidays. They're both just getting, they're at that fun stage where they see all the kind of the lights and the sparkle and the twinkle and it's all a little bit magical, but they don't quite understand what it is yet. It's just a thing, but it's gonna be real fun at Christmas. I know it is. It's gonna be adorable. But yeah, Easton and Elsie are just they're so cute. I can't stand it. Okay, let's go to Cup. All right, so just a couple of quick pictures. I did honestly. Thanksgiving, I didn't take a lot. In fact, it was funny. After Hong carved the turkey, I was like, oh no, I didn't get a picture of the turkey. That was one thing that Eric loved to do. He was always so proud of the turkeys. I had to say, my turkey turns out pretty good. I don't know why. I mean, I think I know why, but it's not like, it's not like there's any secret to it, but I usually take a picture of it, or Eric would take a picture of it, and I forgot, and all of a sudden it was all carved up, and I had a picture of Hong there with like part of the carcass, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the picture, but I'm not going to share that on coffee time. But anyway, so my heart is full. So there's Steele, Elizabeth, and Miss Elsie. I think that was Thanksgiving Day for them. But that was just a quick little selfie that they took, which I loved and treasured because I didn't get to see them on Thanksgiving. So adorable. And then of course over to the right, that's Dawson. I snapped that picture. He was probably mad that I did, but I don't have very many pictures of him. I don't know what it is with I don't know if it's teenagers or if it's just teenage. Well, he's teenage. He's 20. So I guess it takes him out of that category. But that every time you ask him to like take a picture, they give you some goofy looking face. I'm like, no, could you just like look normal and smile? In that case, actually, he was laughing at something, and I snapped the picture, and so I will treasure that one as well. Anyway, but the fun part too was at the bottom. That is a picture of the board game Nemesis. I told you that we're a big board game family, and I will tell you, it has been a hot minute since we were able to play a board game as a family in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, we weren't all there, but we did Forest, Alley, Hong, and myself. I think that was just the four of us played that. But it was really, really fun. Enjoyed that game. It's a long one. I died early, so whatever. I was out, and then I went to go play with Easton while they finished up. But anyway, that was really fun. In fact, you know what's funny is that this picture we have it's not a hue light, but it's like it's one of those LED lights that can change colors. I put that in the game room up above. And when we changed one of the color settings, it almost made it look like the board was glowing, like it was glow in the dark. So I'm convinced it is glow in the dark because that's what it looks like. But that picture was so cool because that's really what it looked like. It was very, very cool. So anyway, all right, let's move on. We are almost done here, my friends. In fact, oh no, we're not done yet. Okay, so yes, I know this is a very old movie, but I struggle to find things to watch, and this just kind of popped up as a suggested one, and I think I haven't really watched that much. There's been a lot going on, clearly, with the launch of Heart and Home Richmond, getting homes for the holidays prepped and ready, all the bazillion trillion things that have all been happening. I haven't had a lot of new series to watch, but I did. I think it was it last night? It may have been last night. Yeah, because Dawson, it was either Saturday night or Sunday night, but Dawson had gone, so I was in the home by myself again, and it was kind of nice to not have been by myself for a few days. for about a week. So that was like, I hate the nighttime. That's just the worst. So I made myself my turkey sandwich with the plate of size. So there's way too many carbs, but still delicious. And then I just tried to find something to watch, and this popped up. I was like, well, I'll watch that. I remember liking that. It was a long time ago since I saw it. But anyways, it's an oldie but a goodie. It was just a fun one. Anything Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant are in, I'm in. They're both fantastic. So anyway, so yeah, I was enjoying my dinner by myself, sitting on the sofa, watching Notting Hill, and being reminded of what being young and in love was like, and that was kind of fun. So a little sentimental. And of course, now everything is, then it wanted me to watch Runaway Bride. Then I started getting all the Julia Roberts, which, by the way, that's fine. I love them. But anyway, yeah, so that was a good one. So Susan says, I love that movie. It was even more fun to watch after moving to England. Yeah. So Susan lived in England for quite a while. How many years was it, Susan? She's from here, part of my dance studio family forever. And then moved for a couple years, and then came back. So happy that they came back. Pam, that was a sweet movie. Yes, it is. Kim says it's one of her faves. Shafiq says Dawson is starting to look more and more like Eric. Yeah. In fact, here, hold on. Let me find this picture. Pardon. Here it is, right here. So look at this. I have this picture that I found. So look at this. This is a picture of Eric and his best friend Brian from that's actually the costume shop at King's Dominion. I wondered where it was at first. I didn't know if it was at their high school, but as I look at the background, that was the costume shop at King's Dominion. So, and our friend Tammy actually took the picture. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, as far as Dawson, yeah, they do look quite a lot like each other, don't they? He did get my blue eyes though. And then Laura says, so did I for 10 years. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I wonder if you guys were there during the same time. Anyway, okay, so let me continue on. I'm looking at the clock because I want to give everybody time if you can, and it would be awesome if you can, but if you can't, that's okay. You are my trusted little coffee time family, and so if you want to premiere the video with me, that would be great. But I think I got everything. I just want to make sure I did. I got all of our brewing topics. I think I did. I think we are good. So with that, what I'm going to remind you is that I'm always here to help. You can call or text me at 407-848-8042. And remember, we've got, the Heart and Home Richmond, Heart and Home Orlando. I'm just doing this. As Allie said earlier, I'm going between houses and, and getting ready to do that. Okay. So, loved it. Allie says, grab a refill of your coffee and then join us at the link for the first video of homes for the holidays 2025 and the first video of Heart and Home Richmond. So Allie has that link there. And again, if you, that's why I want to give you time to go find it. If you're like me, sometimes things take a little bit longer because I'm old and I can't figure it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we'll end our coffee time for today, but go have a potty break. I'm going to go have a potty break. Go have a potty break, refill with a beverage or a snack, and then come back and premiere the video with me. Let's talk about it live as we go through. And then just, seriously, as always, just know how much I seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think you know how much you guys mean to me. Swear to all goodness, absolutely you do. So please stay safe, stay well. Remember that we love you. I love you. Eric still loves you too. And of course, as always, happy house hunting. And I will see you shortly over to watch the premiere. So love and hugs, guys. I'll see you next week and go watch and cross our fingers that it goes off okay. All right. Love and hugs. Bye.